Test, test, test. All right, yo, yo, yo. So if you were sent this video or clicked on this video, you are probably interested in these things I run called Fresh Eyes tournaments. Now, what is a Fresh Eyes tournament? Why? How? What's next? Why are you interested in this? Well, first we're gonna start with what? What is a Fresh Eyes tournament? A Fresh Eyes, there's five things that go into making up a Fresh Eyes tournament, or as I define a Fresh Eyes tournament. One, it's a gaming tournament. It has to do with video games. Two, it has a double elimination bracket. It's a tournament. And double elimination, if you ask me, is the best format of a bracket. But if you want to debate that, come at me. The third thing is there's a schedule or a date. So if it's a 1 day tournament, it will be picked on a certain date. If it's an asynchronous tournament, I will coordinate matches between teams or players as the tournament progresses. And then what the fourth thing is I stream them. So like I try to give this esports slash like lively, competitive aesthetic to these tournaments. I like to stream them. I like to hype up the competition. I like to make storylines. They have like this live aspect. And then finally, the fifth thing about Fresh Eyes Tournament, arguably the most important aspect of them, is that the players in them do not have extensive experience with the game that's being played. Now, this is why I call them fresh eyes. It's like you're getting a fresh set of eyes on a new game. Now, I've hosted many of these Fresh Eyes tournaments before. Most of them have just been for my friends IRL, but I've been recently trying to extend this to friends online and just hit a bigger audience. We've met a lot of cool people hosting them through the communities of the games we've played. And so tournaments I've hosted before: King Arthur's Gold, Mario Kart tournaments, Valorant. You might be like, Valorant? Doesn't Are there a ton of people that play Valorant? Well, the group I hosted it for had not, so that's why it was fresh eyes. And then a game called Tag Pro, which has been by far my favorite tournament so far, but I'm looking to top it. Um, and so, why do I host fresh eyes tournaments? Well, there's three reasons. One, kind of a selfish reason. I love to host. I am a host through and through. If you ask any of my friends, I love to get big groups of people together and do things. And like this is a picture from like back in college when I lived at a party house. We would host these giant parties, and here is me throwing a TV off of a garage. Uh, don't tell my work about that. But and so this first reason is the love of hosting. I want to host things. I want people to come to my things. I want to bring people together through events and hosting video game tournaments. After all, my friends moved out of my college town, or moved away, or just traveled and such, is one of the best ways to do that because they are online and I can bring, any amount of people together through online vehicles. The second reason is I get to watch. I'm saying but I also like everyone in the tournament. There's we get to expose and explore niche games. So like, obviously like Valorant's not a niche game, but like games like Tag Pro and King Arthur's Gold were super cool to host because I got to see a group of people explore a new competitive game, oftentimes team-based game together, and like learn a game, experience the game, compete in the game. And it's just kind of cool to see that for a niche game that like otherwise might have a dead community or like a very small community and like doesn't get that mainstream exposure. Not saying that like we're mainstream. I'm just saying this group of people wouldn't have exposure from this group of people normally. And then the third reason, and arguably the most important reason, is it's fucking hype. This is an image from the Mario Kart 8 tournament I hosted. It was in person. It was a single day tournament, and this is grand finals. My good friends Dylan, Frankie, Sam, and Ernst were in the grand finals, and this huge crowd of people piled around them, and it was really hype. People were ooh and on at grand finals because the whole day kind of led up to the climax of this tournament, of this moment. And it was cool that someone got it on picture because I was probably hammered in the background at the time. So, what's next for Fresh Eyes tournament? Like, if I sent you this video or you clicked on this video, what is coming up? Well, every Fresh Eyes tournament needs a good game slash like idea for the tournament. And so, what makes a game or an idea good for a Fresh Eyes tournament? There are four things that go into it. One, accessibility. Think games like Tag Pro, Deep.io, basically browser-based games, free games, or games that everyone already has. Think like Terraria, Minecraft. Everyone has those installed. I'm using everyone lightly, but or like games, free and open source games like T World, where all you have to do is click a download button and then you're playing it, and you can connect to a server, in like one button click. Basically, I want people who are even maybe not as mainstream of gamers to be able to play the games in my Fresh Eyes tournament. And so like browser games, free games, or games that are widely like adopted or widespread are great candidates for Fresh Eyes games. The next thing is, and very this is very important, and this is where a lot of people who recommend games to me have bad recommendations, and it's a high skill floor games that have a high skill floor. So how I define high skill floor is it's essentially the skill level of a brand new player if they first start playing the game. So a games with a high skill floor means a brand new player is like pretty good at the game. This and the reason I do this is because it's fresh eyes and because a lot of these players either have never played the game that I host or are brand new to the game that I've hosted or have played it very little. Is I don't want these massive skill discrepancies. I don't want like one guy that's grinded like 1,000 hours in my game to just whoop everybody because that is not it's not fun for everyone playing. It's not fun to watch. You know what I mean? So games with high skill floor, these are all good examples. Mario Kart 8, even if you're really bad at Mario Kart 8, you could still get a bullet bill and have fun trying to race against good people. Agario, it's really easy. Even if you're terrible, you're kind of okay because you could just kind of farm food and have fun. Tricky Towers, very accessible game, very high skill floor and like speaker game. And then, but for all the people that try to recommend me games, there are a lot of bad examples, like a game like Rainbow Six Siege. This is an example of a game that does not have a high skill floor. So I love Siege. I've played Siege, but I think I before I even got my first kill in ranked, I think I needed like 15 hours or 20 hours of gameplay. This would not be a fun game for newly exposed people. They wouldn't even know what's going on or wouldn't be able to like do anything in them. So good examples, bad examples of a high skill floor. The third thing is something I've coined and I call it competitive ability. Competitivity. It's essentially this idea of like how well is the game built to host competition in. So like if you think like Brawl Stars, Tag Pro, Valorant, Overwatch, these all have like lobby modes, custom games. You can set up spectators very easy. They have spectator shortcuts. They have like basically great ways to host games, spectate games, and set up a competitive environment for the game. A game that would like might be like bad for competitive ability would be like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Like I can't think of an example, but like battle royale games, you can't really set up a lobby in most battle royale games. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And so games that have a great competitive ability are great candidates for Fresh Eyes. And then finally, but arguably most important, which I've been saying a lot this presentation, is creativity. I'm not just looking to just play the games as they are all the time. Like things like modifications of game modes, speed running certain games, speed running certain aspects of games, these all make for interesting competitions, creative competitions. Some examples are like Minecraft Bingo, where people race to get a bunch of items on a randomized bingo card. You know what I mean? It adds this like creative way to play the game we all know and love of Minecraft. Another idea that I've had thrown out was everyone like a Pokemon tournament, but to get your team, you have to play 15 minutes of Pokerogue, which is a Pokemon roguelike. So like everyone kind of gets this random teams and like there's a little bit of luck involved. They're like, it's not just who's the best at drafting Pokemon teams. It's who's the best at being a Pokemon trainer and like capturing a team and battling, growing up with a team, right? Or like even creative like tournament ideas within a game, within a game in for like a certain mechanic. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, what if we hosted like a Stardew Valley fishing contest? Now I haven't played Stardew Valley fishing that much, so I don't know if there's like a lot of competitive ability there, but that's just an example of something that'd be a creative way to host a video game tournament. And so those are the four things that go into a Fresh Eyes Games tournament for the through the aspect of the game. And so if you have ideas, or like if you know a tournament style that someone's already even hosted, and just want to play in it and want to see me host it, send me those ideas. I'm always looking for ideas. I'm always yapping with my buddies, asking them what kind of tournament they want to see, what are some niche games they played, that kind of thing. If a game or an idea meets those four categories, send it my way. And then finally, how do I host these tournaments? Well, there's one big key like aspect of hosting the tournaments that I always need, and it's you. If you want to play in one of these Fresh Eyes tournaments, odds are I probably sent you this video because I want you to play in this Fresh Eyes tournament. You can go to homework.org/Discord and join the Discord. There's a reaction, or you just have to use a reaction to get a role that I'll ping you for future Fresh Eyes tournaments. These tournaments are mostly open for everybody. I mean, obviously, if you're like a dick or like I don't know you at all, you have less of a chance of getting in. But if you're chill, come in and you just want to play or watch or hang out and play in a chill tournament or in an esports aesthetic, esports themed style tournament of a bunch of chill people and cool people. Join the Discord and play. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next Fresh Eyes tournament.